What we have seen with Tellor or the TRB token in the last few hours is a prime example of market manipulation. If you're following this channel for a while, you should not be surprised whatsoever that this price gets manipulated. This here is a 1 week chart. Tellor more than 3x'd just in order to then crash down very rapidly again. Now, who would have interest in moving the price that much, first to the upside and then to the downside? Centralized exchanges have that interest. They get money on liquidation fees. If people bet with leverage on the price of Tellor and the token just temporarily hits certain thresholds, you're losing all of your money. Now, we have been covering the potential manipulation of TRB for a long time here. The first video was 3 months ago on the 29th of September. At that time, Tellor was still less than $50. It's now almost 4x that. It was more than 10x during that recent short squeeze. I'll explain what a short squeeze is in a second. At the time, we are talking about Andrei Gratchev, who runs DWF Labs, a market maker that is somewhat known for also moving prices. Now, a pump and dump of that magnitude doesn't just happen because of DWF. This here was the token distribution 3 months ago. This was the token distribution yesterday. What happened in those 3 months is that Binance accumulated a lot of TRB and DWF seems to have left the party. Now, why do I tell you all of this? It's because it matters who holds the token, right? The token holders can in the end influence the price. The price shoots up or crashes down. And currently, pretty much all of TRB is held by centralized exchanges. You can't really trade Tellor anymore on decentralized exchanges. Have a look at the token distribution now. This was yesterday. This is now. Still, it's mainly held by Binance. But for whatever reason, Binance has moved their position into different wallets. And I'm wondering if you guys have an idea what's actually going on. Have a look at these transactions. There was a ton of transactions from Binance 15 and Binance 16 to Binance 8. So the 8th wallet of Binance got a lot of accumulation, and that has now just recently switched. 3 hours ago, suddenly tokens move back again from Binance 8 to Binance 14. I'm really wondering if we can get some kind of signal out of this. Maybe, just maybe, some of those wallets are dedicated for securing customer funds, to have the deposits of customer funds, and others are dedicated to market making. In other words, if there's some transfer happening maybe between those wallets, it's just speculation, right? But maybe if some transfers are happening, the degree or the direction of market manipulation might change. And so it all just went into one direction before, and suddenly 3 hours ago, money is flowing out of Binance 8 again. Look at the pump and dump scheme. The vertical line here is when money was flowing again out of Binance 8. Now, this is not the first time we anticipated some kind of price manipulation. If you're looking at older videos on this channel, for example, regarding Yearn Finance, we also saw this coming, simply because we saw all of this accumulation by centralized exchanges and very little trading volume on decentralized exchanges. When you couple this with a lot of trading activity on perpetual futures, you have the perfect recipe for massive spikes both to the up and downside. Here, this is Yearn Finance, and Yearn Finance more than tripled as well, just to then crash down again. And it didn't move that much anymore in the last 1.5 months or so. Tellor looks slightly different because here the crash, it seems to have even exceeded the short-term manipulation, right? Yearn Finance didn't crash all the way down. Tellor did though. Now, what exactly happened here? Why does the price first shoot up like this and then crash down? Who's benefiting from this? First rally is known as a short squeeze. So when you're betting on falling prices, you have to deposit some kind of collateral, right? You're borrowing the token. You hope that the token depreciates. You're shorting the token. Now, when somebody knows that you're doing this, and if the market in aggregate is doing this, then they can simply just buy up the token and force liquidate you. So when enough people are bearish on something, you can squeeze them out of the market and take their collateral. This is pretty much the same what happened with GameStop, if you remember that. Just that with GameStop, it was the exact opposite. So with GameStop, everybody was so angry that the institutional investors, that the hedge funds were shorting GME, and so they bought up the token, force liquidating those hedge funds, the price shot up. Now with Tellor, it's now the retail people that are shorting the token and the centralized institutional investors that are buying up, squeezing people out. But of course, those centralized exchanges don't want to hold the token forever, and then they dump the price. And very likely they also made money with that dump, because some people again might have doubled down on their short as the price went up. Now it's very unclear whether or not Tellor can recover from this if there's still enough interest in the token after the crash. It could actually simply continue further if there's enough trading volume, if enough trading fees are being generated. This could potentially recover. But in the end, this price is not driven by the people that buy or sell this. In the end, the price is 100% driven by whatever the centralized exchanges decide upon this. I'm trying to look ahead and I'm trying to find out what could be the next target for such a squeeze. Have a look at the funding data of OKX. This is very interesting. On OKX, TRB is the 5th largest derivatives position. 50 million, more than 50 million in TRB. And the token itself, of course, is not the 5th largest in terms of market cap. It's at market rank 131. What's also interesting is the funding rate. It's negative. So that means the majority of people are betting still on falling prices. But what's also super interesting here is ORDI. Look at that position value. 134 million. Now we've been covering ORDI several times on this channel, but this is very interesting. ORDI is a BRC20 token. So it's a token on the Bitcoin blockchain, and transacting with BRC20 tokens is an absolute nightmare. I've done it several times. It's super slow. It's super costly. You have to trade in several batches. It's almost like NFT trading, but way more clunky. It takes forever. It's not good. But tokens on Bitcoin is the new shiny thing, and so people are interested in it, but they only buy it with centralized exchanges. So this again opens up a lot of manipulation for the centralized exchanges, and we can see this seems to be getting prepared now. All of that perpetual futures interest in ORDI is a ticking time bomb. Feel free to quote me in future videos. I think we will see massive price spikes in ORDI. Don't work with stop losses here. Instead, maybe set some limit orders for extreme prices. If you're currently holding ORDI on such a centralized exchange, maybe you want to already set a sell order 2 or 3x above the current price. If you're considering to get into the ORDI game to bet on rising prices, don't just buy at the market rate. Instead, buy maybe 50%, have a limit order 50% below the current price, and hope for this massive volatility to potentially pick up your buy order. If it's your first time here, feel free to subscribe. I publish videos regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow. There's also a free Telegram. Link is down below.